What are you scared of? It boggles my mind. Everybody's so scared. So fucking scared. Ooh, the evil Illuminati. They're gonna get you. It's all rigged. I don't want to fight. I just want to make memes all day and tell everybody how bad things are. But I don't want to fight. Come on. Snap out of it. Come on. You know, these people, I do believe, are at the point where they like to actually see some legitimate resistance. They're not getting anything. They have to orchestrate resistance in different ways to do different types of social engineering programs. But their resistance is facilitated by their own selves. Because there is no resistance. You got your militia that's totally infiltrated. They're nothing but bullshit. I don't care. You know, they'll tell you different this or that. But you got all the militia going, "Go, Trump!" They haven't figured, come on. Back in the day, the militia used to understand the system was fucked. Fuck the system. Now it's like, on an agenda? Come on, get out of here. It's bullshit. Bullshit. All the militias are bullshit. But, you know, this giving up attitude, you know, it amazes me. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. You know, I don't want to have to get out of from behind the computer and do something in the real world. And I don't mean to belittle anybody, but yeah, I can understand it's scary. It's very scary. But when you do it, you realize there's really nothing to be scared of. There's just a bunch of asshole Masons that are more scared of you than you are of them. You know, that's most of our fears in life. The thing we're afraid of is usually more often more afraid of you. Why do you think it has to put on such a big show in the front? You know, it's like the animals in the wild. These oftentimes smaller animals, like a peacock that's got a big huge feather to show you, little strut of stuff. It's just a little tiny bird. Well, you know, if you look at its body and all that, it's got a tiny little neck and just a little bird. You know, if you're, you know, a bobcat or something like that, you come up there and just yank its neck and crack it like that. But it shows its feathers, it flaunts, whatever peacocks do there. And that's all they're doing, is they put up a big show. But if you face them one-on-one, head-to-head, they'll run. You know, you remember seeing those videos where a couple people went up to Baron Rothschild and tried to ask him questions? You know, and they just, they're scared. They're scared of you. But it amazes me how often, anytime I talk about doing something, you know, and I've been constantly talking about, let's sue some of these people. So let's like sue Lenny Posner. Let's sue, one of these, the groups that are harassing people or causing trouble or involved in these false flags. Oh, you can't. The government's all rigged. It's all rigged. All right. No shit. No shit. It's rigged. But that doesn't mean you can't get out the video camera and start showing how it's rigged to people. Look, we're trying to do this the way you're supposed to do it, and they're not allowing it. So people could see the injustice. Because at this point, all they hear is rhetoric from us, from other people, the repetitive regurgitation of stupidity, of rhetoric, of just saying, oh, it's rigged. But can they see it? Can the common person see how it's rigged? No. They just hear a whole bunch of crazy conspiracy theorists going, it's rigged! That's all they hear. You know, when they're not awake, you need to present a chain of evidence. You need to really show that this is rigged. So they could see that court cases like Wolfgang Halbig is bullshit. So they could see that the Alex Jones court cases are bullshit. So they could see that Cy Thorne cases is bullshit. You gotta show them. You know, and it's like these lawyers that come into the truth community. Bullshit. Lawyer, 33, they're a Mason. Lawyers are Masons. There's no lawyers in the truth community that are actually legitimately trying to help the truth community. You know, anything, any kind of process or legal process is going to have to be done by people themselves, which means learning the law, which means doing research, which means finding out how to file proper papers. So things could be shown that they're being done correctly, and then they're being rejected, denied, and and the system is rigging it. It's got to be clear to people. But everybody wants to change the world with a fucking meme. You're not. You're not changing the world with a meme. Sorry. Your meme is not going to change the world. I'm not even sure why that would enter into somebody's conception that a meme is going to change the world. No, one meme ain't not going to change the world. It might wake somebody up down the line. It might get a thumbs up here or there. But it's not going to change the world. It's not going to change what's happening. Look at how many memes came out with the fucking bomber. There are fake bomb memes all day long. Did a goddamn thing change? Did a goddamn thing change? No. No. Nothing did. Did anybody call the FBI and say, hey, this is bullshit? This is bullshit. Maybe that's what I need to do Monday. Start calling the FBI and the state police again. Harassing them. Because nobody's doing anything. And what are you scared of? You have every right to question bullshit when your government is lying to you. You have that right. It's not against the law. They call you crazy conspiracy theorists all day long. But they also know they can't push it so much that if they lock somebody up just for questioning it, they know how bad that's going to look. I missed that there. I forget. I don't know how to go back. What does it say? Gotta go. Okay, but show local newspaper evidence. Yeah, people don't care. Truth is Sweet is right. People don't give a fuck. They pretend to give a fuck. I don't know if it makes them feel cool or what, but it's not cool to pretend you give a fuck and not actually do anything. And you can say, well, Jared, what do you do? Listen, if people know, I did a Sandy Hook protest. I've gone down and screamed at the people. There's video footage. I've done shit. And yeah, that's not enough. I need to do more. You're right. And I plan on it. I got stuff in the works. But, I'm not trying to make myself sound like special. What the worst thing about, the Sandy Hook thing was when I did a protest there? As I thought there would be more people that have done stuff like this, and then I come to find out there weren't. That was the most amazing thing to me. Is that so many people were horrified by all these lies they're being fed, but yet nobody's doing anything. That's the interesting thing. The interesting thing is how few people are willing to step outside of their comfort zone and actually get into the real world and start to question things and start to talk to people in the public and say, hey, if we keep on going down this path, tyranny's going to reign. Let me tell you something. If they have no opposition that comes before them, they are going to plow through the people like a bat out of hell, because they just deserve it. They don't even care. We're doing all this shit to them. They don't even give a shit. Why not? We must just continue doing this shit to them, right? Why not? That's where we are in this world. Nobody cares. You got children out there. I can understand. You worry about them and their safety. But if you don't, or if your children are older, wait a second, don't you want them to have a better world? Don't you want them to have a chance in this world without just having to get a chip plummeted right into their brain when they get out of the womb? We're heading to an age of technology like no other. We're heading to an age of where they can control things like no other. And if people don't decide to step up and say, wait a second, there needs to be some boundaries of what can be done to us. There needs to be some boundaries on what is allowed, to happen to people. There's should be boundaries in our air, that we deserve clean freaking air without it being sprayed. There should be boundaries in our food, that it shouldn't be altered, genetically or otherwise. There should be some boundaries. Water is freaking life. There should definitely be some goddamn boundaries on what they can put into the water. But you can bet your ass, they're not going to stop if nobody says or does anything in the real world.